So I'm not sure why this isn't viral and being covered all over the news yet. Is it because maybe I was wrong? I got a lot of comments that said, go read the article. It explains why it says 2019. I said, well, okay. Let me go check it. So we go over to the article, and y'all need to know this original video comes from the New York Times, not from RT, because a lot of people were saying, well, RT, it's Russian, blah blah blah. The original article, and it's stamped with the New York Times. The Sun put this little warning up. I thought it was funny because yes, this should upset every viewer because it's blatant, bold-faced lying to your face. But let's continue. Okay, so I went to the article. The new video was uploaded to YouTube by an Iranian user around 2 a.m. on Tuesday. The date visible on the footage is 2019 10/17, not January 8th, the day the plane was downed. We believe this is because the camera system is using the Persian calendar, not the Georgian one. January 8th converts to the 18th day, 10th month in the Persian calendar. Digitally, that would say, yeah. Is that true? So digitally, because they use a different calendar. I got it. Well, let me just check. So I'm going to go over to the calendar. Okay. Oh, well, this looks real bad, being that the year is 1398 in Persian. Yeah. January 8th, 2020 is the 18th day of 1398. So even if we believe this outlandish nonsense of them not using the Zulu, Georgiana, Zulu time, if this was actually from the airport or let's say whatever. There's only 2 countries that use this weird calendar and they just happen to be using it. Well, we still got a big problem because it's not 2019. It's 1398. However they get that, I don't know. I'm not going to go into it. But are they telling you that you're this stupid? Yes, they are. They're telling you you are this stupid and that they know that no matter what you do, it doesn't matter. Because they're going to put out this nonsense with this right in your face. And they will start a war over something like this. I'm not saying a war is going to start over this. I'm just saying, in general, they've done it before. And so I'm just showing y'all these clips. These are from multiple media outlets. They all showed the same times, had the original copy, supposedly. The Sun put it out, ABC put it out, RT put it out, TRT put it out. I believe they did the best in covering up the... But this shows you exactly who you cannot trust. Honestly, I think that RT is the only one that has some sort of integrity by even talking about the date. Even though, they lie about the day, but they're the only ones that even say anything about the date from the articles I looked at. CNN didn't do it, ABC didn't do it, The Sun didn't do it. None of them talked about the date. They tried to hide it. The New York Times didn't do it. But the thing is here, this is just a created video from whatever. It's so silly, and there's no way that the missiles don't go this slow, first of all. It's blatantly just absolutely disgusting. And of course, my other video is demonetized, and they're suppressing it. That's why we need to share this. Because no matter what side you're on, no matter whatever, I obviously do not support the Ayatollah. But how can we get any real news if this is the type of things that we have to go through, It's not like we can be on the ground in all these places. We cannot trust these people. And I'm sure most of you already know that, but a lot of people don't, y'all. A lot of people do not know this. They really believe all of this stuff, and they will allow us to make a decision of war or sending our troops out there for whatever reason over a dumb video. It happened with Benghazi. Think about it. This is very important. And just yesterday they announced that the expulsion of 21 Saudi trainees following the probe into the Pensacola shooter. This is crazy. 21. Do y'all know how many Saudis we are training at our military bases? 852 just in the U.S. There's something like 1,500 across the world at different bases. What kind of insanity is this? Even if we go with the official narrative of September 11th, what most of the hijackers were Saudis? Let's just go with the official one and pretend there's nothing else going on. I mean, what? Why is this acceptable? And yet Venezuela is our enemy? Are you kidding me? Let's look what this guy said before he killed those sailors at the airbase. Oh, American people, I'm not against you for just being American. I don't hate you because of your freedoms. I hate you because every day you support and fund and commit crimes, not only against Muslims, but also humanity. I'm against evil, and America as a whole turned into a nation of evil. What I see from America is supporting of Israel, which is an invasion of Muslim countries. I see an invasion of many countries by its troops. I see Guantanamo Bay. I see cruise missiles, cluster bombs, and UAVs, unmanned air vehicles. Okay, that could be legitimate. A lot of us are. A lot of us are tired of this war. Does that mean we're just going to go shoot up people? And these are the people that we're training to fly Air Force jets, Navy jets, with our pilots? I mean, this is ridiculous. I agree we should pull out of all these countries. I don't think we need to be in the Middle East. But this shouldn't be going on. What many people didn't point out was the two quotes that he has on the archive thing. We can't open it because it's an archive message, but it says, "To what benefit will the American people have for supporting Israel?" And a security note from Osama bin Laden. I mean, it's just very strange. So where did this quote come from? It came from a message to the American people by Sheikh Anwar al-Awlaki. It's essentially word for word what he said. For how long can the U.S. survive this war of attrition? What benefit is it for the American people to suffer for the sake of supporting Israel? How many body bags are American families willing to receive? For how long can the U.S. survive this war of attrition? It's exactly what he had there. And, what's concerning is that although we know so many of these stories, we're not given 100% accurate information. But that goes for both sides. See, they see it as in, oh yeah, that's going on. They don't see that, oh, Osama bin Laden worked for the CIA and all of these things. So they see the same thing as the mass population in the US, where they believe all of what the mainstream media puts, but yet these people are willing to commit jihad and die for these things. And that's what's so dangerous about the mainstream media, not speaking the truth. So this letter goes on to say that we are not against Americans for just being American. We're against evil, the American as a whole, turned into a nation of evil. Well, I mean, I don't see how someone can see that, because even as Americans, we see that these entire nations are not to blame. We know that the governments all act crazy, but what they see is different, because the Quran teaches them these things. And that's what's scary, because whenever you add in this craziness from the mainstream media, this narrative, who knows what they're pushing over there, this is bound to happen. But yet we still allow thousands of Saudis to come train here with our military, with our fighter jets. It's ignorant. But, I mean, how can this be nothing other than them trying to divide and distract and create internal strife to make us stay at war? They get them angry, they get the American people angry, then it's like, oh, okay, well, we'll go to war for this. While they just sitting around laughing. They even tell us what they are planning. You just look right here. I, for one, was born in the U.S. I lived in the U.S. for 21 years. America was my home. I was a preacher of Islam, involved in nonviolent Islamic activism. However, with the American invasion of Iraq and continued U.S. aggression against Muslims, I could not reconcile between living in the U.S. and being a Muslim, and I eventually came to the conclusion that jihad against America is binding upon myself, just as it was binding on every other able Muslim. Nadal Hassan was not recruited by Al-Qaeda. Nadal Hassan was recruited by American crimes. And this is what America refuses to admit. America refuses to admit that its foreign policies are the reason behind a man like Nadal Hassan, born and raised in the U.S., turning his guns against American soldiers. And the more crimes that America commits to the mujahideen, whatever, will be recruited to fight against it. They're telling us that our foreign policy is the reason for this, and that they don't care, and they're going to continue doing this. So why in the world are we continuing to sell fighter jets to a country that just absolutely hates us, and then training them here? It's different. You know, here we aren't restricted to information, so a lot of us see through the narratives that are pushed. But most people there don't even realize that their Quran has been changed over 30 times, because it's all, you know, kept away from them. When they find this out, they freak out. They didn't even know. But the point being, the government is out of control. They allow these ridiculous friends, yeah, they're our new BFF, and they don't care whether something's going to happen here in the States, because they care only about the money. Kind of like, remember the explosion that occurred during Thanksgiving at the TPC in Port Neches, Texas? It's funny how I haven't even seen it in the media of them talking about who owns this place. It's Saudi Aramco. and this has just been not even looked into. But I don't know. What can you do? Making these deals with legitimate sociopathic kingdoms, royalty, whatever they are, is just putting everyone in danger. I mean, we need to just come out of the Middle East and do the right thing. It's probably never going to happen, but anyway, everybody have a wonderful day. Like, share, and subscribe. And just know, whenever you're looking at the media stuff, it's very likely not true. Or there's more to it. Bye, guys.